Peace, people. Day 22, R.Kelly trial. Today, the witnesses, the defense rests their case with the witnesses. They called 5 witnesses to testify in behalf of R. Kelly. They was all males. There was no women. And he has a woman lawyer, but he had no women to come and testify in his behalf as a witness. That's a problem, because this case is about women. It's about women. Okay, he had 5 males who testified for him. They was either friends or associates. Okay, none of these people ever had a sexual relationship with R. Kelly. All right. The first person they called to the stand was Jeff Meeks. Jeff Meeks said he worked for R. Kelly for 15 years. He was an unpaid intern when he started out with R. Kelly. Okay, and he worked various jobs over the course of 15 years. Okay, when he finally stopped working for R. Kelly, he was a sound engineer. So this is somebody that worked his way up through the ranks with R. Kelly, and I guess R. Kelly did a lot to help his career. You went from an intern to a paid sound engineer for R. Kelly. That's a pretty good resume to have, outside of the nonsense R. Kelly went through, but as far as professionally. So this guy got some allegiance to R. Kelly, which he should. I mean, somebody put you on like that, you should be somewhat loyal to them. Okay, he said he never saw any abuse. He said he never saw any abuse. And he said when the girls was around, everything was okay. So he's saying that the girls was around. You know, in other testimonies, they're saying that the women couldn't be around no men and this, that, and another. And they was being locked up in the studios, in the sound studios or whatever, recording studios. He said he never saw nothing. He said everything was okay when he was around. Okay? But under cross-examination, he had to admit that he had a confidential agreement with R. Kelly. And we know what that means. You can't go and talk about his business or you'll be sued. In this case, you'd probably been fired and sued. So I don't think somebody started out as an intern and worked their way up to sound engineer and plus had the agreement is going to go against R. Kelly, because you're going to lose in multiple ways. Okay, so sometimes, if those things, just let me mind my business and get my check. You never know, okay? He started working for R. Kelly from 2010 to 2014. So he said within that time, he don't know what happened. He had no idea. But he said R. Kelly was his friend, and he didn't want to see him go to jail. Of course not. R. Kelly beats his case. R. Kelly goes back into the studio. R. Kelly makes some more records. R. Kelly got a loyal sound manager that went to bat for him. Of course, he don't want to see R. Kelly go to jail, because R. Kelly gonna be loyal to him because, hey, you was only one of 5 people. Only 5 people that wouldn't spoke up in my behalf. So you know it's gonna be a lot of loyalty there. So he has a hell of a good reason not to see R. Kelly go to jail. And to be honest with you, if I was in the same situation, I wouldn't want to see R. Kelly go to jail either. But, that's something different. The next person they called was John Holder. John Holder was R. Kelly's accountant and a business associate. He worked for R. Kelly for 2018 to 2019. Okay, he said he never saw any abuse, as well as the other guy. He said he never saw anything when he was around. Okay, he said that when he would speak to the girls, they would speak back to him. So that's shooting down the thing again, that the girls couldn't talk to nobody, but he said the girls would speak to him when he talked to them. He said he also said that R. Kelly gave these girls money, which I believe. You R. Kelly, and you got these girls running around with you. Like I said the other day, you want them dolled up. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna have a bunch of hood rats looking chick running around with you, and you R. Kelly, and you could pick and choose what you want. So, and these girls didn't work. They didn't do anything besides do whatever they were doing for R. Kelly, So he had to take care of them. So that part I believe that he did give them money, and I do believe that he probably took care of them girls as far as that was concerned. Okay, because they was traveling with him. If they traveling with him, you know, you a superstar, you got a persona to uphold, and if you got a crew of women running with you, so do they. You don't be R. Kelly running around with them, you know, them girls that's not up to par. Okay? So, but he said the girls would speak back. He never saw no abuse, you know, but he only worked for R. Kelly for a year. 2018 to 2019, how much did he see? This shit goes back with R. Kelly back to the early 90s. So in 1 year, how much did he see? And in 2019, they was on R. Kelly's ass. They had started being on his ass probably about 2018. So if R. Kelly was doing anything, I don't think he was doing anything around anybody at that point. So he may not have seen nothing because he wasn't really around long enough. Okay, the third person, the last person they called, his name was Julius Darrington. Julius Darrington is a music executive who began working with Kelly in 2016. Here's somebody else that worked with him. You see, all three of these people work with him. They're working relationships with him. None of these people was people that was, I would guess, say his friends. Even though he may have befriended them, they was more business partners. And this is the problem. R. Kelly don't have nobody come there personally and say, R. Kelly is a good guy, he's my friend. And or a woman get up there and say, he never would do nothing like that because I was around him and he never did it to me. He has none of them kind of witnesses. This is a problem. This is a problem. Okay, he said, Julius Darrington, the music executive, began work with R. Kelly in 2016. He said he never saw the girls locked up in the studio. He said he used to be in the studio with R. Kelly. Now, during some of the early testimonies, you know, some of the girls said that they would be locked up in the studio for hours at a time and they couldn't go to the bathroom, this and that and other. Well, this guy says he never saw the girls locked up in the studio. He said he never seen R. Kelly being physical with these girls, and he never seen them around there crying and stuff like they were saying that these girls was doing. He said he never saw none of it. So all three of these people are saying they never saw anything. But like I said, this guy only was around for a year. You know, during the cross-examination, he admitted that he wasn't present during any of his sexual activity, so you don't know what R. Kelly's sexual habits was. As far as that's concerned, none of these guys was. This is why they needed a woman witness. Okay, he considered R. Kelly a friend that helped him get in the music business. See, here's another person that has a reason to be loyal to R. Kelly. R. Kelly put him on. R. Kelly put him on. See, it's like, it seems that all these people had something to give back to him because he gave them something. But none of these are witnesses that come and say, hey, I was with R. Kelly. You know, he didn't do this. These are people that saw shit from afar. A business partner that worked with him for a year. You know, I don't know how much of a good witness that is, to be honest with you. Okay? Today the closing arguments began. Okay? And I guess right now they're really banking on a hung jury. Because that's why they only call 5 people. They figure that the testimony from the prosecutor's side, some of those people's stories was inconsistent and shaky and changed. And they're looking, hopefully maybe the jury look at that more than the crimes that R. Kelly's accused of doing. That's the only reason you pull 5 witnesses when you had the other people that call 45 witnesses. Okay? They'd have called 11 accusers. And you only call 5 witnesses that basically all of them was business associates to some degree. They're banking on a mistrial. Get a mistrial, or they get a hung jury, then they get a mistrial, and then it becomes up to the system whether it's a retrial or not. And trust me, if it's a hung jury and a mistrial, it's gonna be a retrial. They're not letting R. Kelly walk. You know, but that's what they banking on, and that's their best bet because, you know, I hate to say it is a possibility. Because some of these people's stories was not up to par. You know, like I said the other day, do I believe R. Kelly did some of this shit? Yes. Do I believe some of these girls was going along with it? Yes. Do I believe he took advantage of some people? Yes, as well. So it's going to be a tough call, okay? But they're going to start deliberating tomorrow, and we're going to see what's going to happen. But honestly, I think it's going to be possible a hung jury. I just have that gut feeling. So let's see. Hey, people, please like, subscribe, share to my videos. I hope you appreciate them. Peace. You have a good day.